Well, hello there. I'm Dr. Laurie Hill, and today we are at Mind-Body Relationship, where it is that we talk about the mind, the body, and the relationship.
Yeah.
All right. And today we have a special guest.
Thank you.
And welcome, Seniha.
Thank you.
How about if you tell our viewers a bit about yourself?
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me this show and giving me this opportunity. My name is Seniha. I'm originally from Turkey. I live in London with my husband and my 14-year-old daughter.
Oh, very nice.
And yeah, I'm doing my practicum with you. It's a great privilege for me. And I completed my other master's in theological studies, and I completed my practicums, clinical education for spiritual care, with 4 units at different hospitals in London.
Oh, very
And
nice.
the last one was in Kitchener, Grand River Hospital. It was great and long journey.
I bet it
I'm
was.
glad that I'm done with that.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so that's a little bit of a different stream, isn't it? Yes.
It is.
And the goal is more to do with multi-faith, is that right?
It is, yeah. We were trained as multi-faith chaplains, and we address people's resources
Okay.
to explore how they get their strength.
Oh.
Sometimes it's their religion, sometimes it's their spirituality. Some people say they find peace and strength in nature or family.
Very nice.
And our role is to explore those resources.
Well, that's good to know.
It is.
And you've just started your journey with us at the Counselling House. Yes. And so you're actually going to be offering walk-in counseling, right, at our London location.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm excited to start that. Hopefully, I will meet new clients there.
So if you're interested in walk-in counseling, you're going to be available Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Yeah, from 1 to 4.
Yeah.
That's right.
1 to 4.
Exactly. All right.
They can find me there.
That's good. Yeah. So today you're here to talk about the 4-factor model.
Yeah. So 4-factor model actually is originated from cognitive behavioral theory. So 4-factor model says we are made of 4 different aspects.
Okay.
Our thoughts, our feelings, and our sensations, body reactions.
Okay.
And then all of these 3 aspects are reflected in our behaviors.
Oh, interesting.
So thoughts, feelings, and sensations and behaviors, 4 factors.
4 factors.
Yeah, they are all linked to each other and affected each other. They all affect each other.
Interesting. So there's an additional component as opposed to the thoughts lead to the feelings, lead to the behaviors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thoughts, feelings, sensations, and then the resulting behaviors.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Oh, okay.
So before going into that chain effect of all these aspects, I want to do a little test. So can you do that with me?
Sure.
I'm going to ask you to be angry. Okay, but without thinking anything. Don't think anything that triggers you to be angry. To be angry. Can you do that?
I think I can.
We can do it together.
We can do it together. Sure.
Thinking, without imagining anything.
Without thinking or imagining anything.
Okay. Somewhere. You pretend.
I saw your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw your face, and
So
your
when
face
we
looked
are
angry.
make fists
Yeah,
From-
furrow the brow.
from,
Yeah.
But in real anger, we have fast heartbeat,
Oh, yes.
and maybe we get red.
That's so true.
Blood
All the
goes-
blood goes to the
goes
face. Yeah.
And maybe we shake.
That's right. Shaking. That's right. Blood pressure increases. Right.
All these sensations.
Hmm.
But without thinking or without imagining any triggering factor, we cannot get that anger.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is that I was trying not to do. I was trying not to think of anything or have an image come into my mind, right? But basically, I was just neutral.
Yeah,
Right?
it's the same with getting upset or sad without any triggering event or without thinking of any imagination about that event that happened in the past or that we are afraid that it might happen in the future, which we call anxiety. So it's difficult to get upset. As I said before, our feelings and emotions are generated through those negative thoughts. So getting angry, getting upset, these are negative feelings.
Right.
Yeah. So, for example, let's say in the middle of the night, somebody knocked on the door, and what do we do first? We do some brainstorming.
Ah, okay. Brainstorm.
Who could it be? What are they doing at this time? We have a lot of thoughts, and then we have some feelings. And maybe body sensations like getting angry and then get excited, a fast heartbeat.
Okay.
Then either then we maybe go and check who they are with anger maybe, or you can just say, well, who cares, and go back to sleep.
Well, that's true. I suppose if you've actually never had a bad experience of someone coming to the door in the middle of the night, then it would be surprise.
They were surprised.
That's right. Yeah, who could that possibly be? But if you've had a previous negative experience with someone coming to the door in the middle of the night, like a police officer to tell you some bad news, right? Then I can imagine the image in your mind would go right there.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. An experience in the past, especially negative experience in the past, would trigger our negative feelings and sensations, of course. And we get scared or we get worried.
Oh yeah,
So,
you can imagine so.
So negative thoughts trigger negative feelings, and then we get negative sensations by the reactions. For example, at the beginning of March, I had anxiety, and I developed some palpitation,
Palpitations.
fast heartbeat, and then I had shakings, I had tremblings, and I didn't know what's going on.
Wow.
Well, so we said negative thoughts trigger negative feelings and negative emotions and sensations, but the reactions.
Right.
And then they are reflected in our behaviors. They don't happen actually in an order. They may happen at the same time. So how can we break this vicious cycle?
That's a really
These
good question.
things happen in our daily life in a more complicated way, or in a more uncontrolled way, then mental breakdowns start.
Oh dear.
Uh, how we break this vicious cycle depends on where we are stuck.
Okay.
So, for example, when we are stuck with the toes, we can work on the toes. So it's called restructuring the toes.
Okay.
If we are stuck in the emotions, then we work on the emotions, like emotion focused therapy.
Right.
And then if we are stuck in body sensations, first we fix that problem. I just thought about my example. The first thing I understood that I had to fix was my heartbeat, fast heartbeat. And because my anxiety was directed towards the fear of death.
Okay.
Because it was something else at the beginning, and then I felt I was worried more about my physical health.
Okay. Yeah.
So I understood that I had to fix that problem first. I took medicine. Once it was settled down, I worked on my feelings. And then I worked on my thoughts.
Right.
And I started to say positive things to myself. And then I also worked on behaviors.
Okay.
I walked out. I went to open air. And I felt much better by walking every day.
Well, then that's really good.
So this vicious cycle is really important. People are not aware that they are in that cycle. They mostly focus on the feelings and sensations. And every day, for example, we get up, oh, it's a bad day again, or I'm so lonely this time, or I'm so tired today.
Yeah.
We are all thinking of mostly our feelings, and we don't realize what causes these feelings, what causes these sensations. So,
and sometimes it's really difficult too, because it might not even be from the present moment. No, it could be from a past experience, right? That stuckness, right, has just not been able to be released.
Exactly. And when we think of these moments that happened in the past, and it triggers our thoughts, that it gets worse and worse.
Right.
Then we feel bad again.
Yeah.
And that bad mood triggers bad thoughts again.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah.
So it's our role to break that vicious cycle.
That's right. As therapists, that's what it is that we work with others on.
Exactly.
Right.
But I would like to say, so I believe in prevention before cure.
Okay.
People can work on those thoughts, and they can work on those thoughts and feelings, and they can work on to get aware of their feelings and thoughts. So we call it self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
Self-awareness is very important at this moment.
Well, let me just add that I think that what you were describing about what it is that happened with you with anxiety is actually really a good description of what it is that people go through, right? Something sets in, and medication is a fabulous way to, uh, as an intervention,
Yeah.
right? An initial intervention in order to be able to, in essence, get a hold of whatever it is that's set in, right? So the idea is to get over the hump with the medication in order to be able to then put in place all of those interventions that you were talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not against medication, so I'm not completely against medication. But I'm also against using overdose. While there are ways to solve the problem behaviorally and cognitively, taking medication gives harm to our body. So
Well, harm to the body. Sometimes the side effects are
side
just
effects are a lot of side effects.
yeah, are just too much for the system to manage, right? And so, and a lot of the times with medication, it's continually trying to change the dosage to make it work, right? So it can be quite complicated.
Yeah. So it's a matter of assessment. When to take medicine and how much to take. And psychoeducation is also important in using medication. The client should be aware of the side effects of medication and wise use of medication.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So once it's very tricky. Once we understand the comfort of medication, we might like get into it and understand the comfort and solve the problem with medication easily. But in the long run, its effect is negative.
Yes.
Yeah, we rely on medication and we ignore the behaviors and thoughts. It's not healthy.
Yeah, well, it's a really great way as an avoidance strategy to avoid having to deal with those things, right?
Exactly.
Only it is really good to deal with those things.
Exactly.
Well, I think that's a really great description in regards to how it is that sometimes it is to do with the thoughts that are the triggering event. Sometimes it is to do with the feelings that are the triggering event. Sometimes it's the sensations, right, that are the triggering event. And then, of course, the result is to do with the behaviors.
Yeah. So they discuss whether it starts with the thoughts or whether it starts with the feelings or behaviors. Actually, initially it starts with the thoughts. Then once we get into that vicious cycle, we get into emotions and sensations too much that we forget about the thoughts and then we struggle with the feelings. We struggle with the emotions and physical sensations, of course, because people mostly focus on after a certain time. People mostly focus on their physical reactions. Oh, I am tired today. Oh, I don't feel like going out today. Or I don't think they like me. Or I don't think anybody wants me. All kinds of these. Or tomorrow I'm gonna fail in that exam, so I don't feel like studying. These kind of things. After some time, we focus more on our emotions and physical sensations. Then we forget what triggers those feelings and sensations, and then we act accordingly. We resort to unhelpful behaviors to avoid those feelings, to avoid those sensations, or even unconsciously to avoid those thoughts.
That's true.
For example, we avoid studying, getting disciplined, and sit down and study We avoid joining in social activities if we have social anxiety, or if we have trauma, for example, we avoid thinking about it and resort to unhelpful strategies like using drug, alcohol, right?
Yes.
Well, what is the healthiest way is to be aware of it and fix the thoughts first. If, for example, fixing the behavior is urgent, like for example in obesity or diet,
Right.
so to maybe the person may want to change eating style first. So we start with behaviors in this case. Well, all of these depend on self-awareness. Stop and think about it. So there is a system, or let's say technique,
Okay.
pause button technique.
The pause button technique.
Pause button technique. So if we go back to the triggering event,
okay,
that cause our negative thoughts and our feelings and sensations,
right,
and eventually to our negative behaviors, we stop and we go back to triggering event. And then there is a pause button on the thinking process. Okay, we click there and stop there and think what we were thinking at that time.
Excellent.
Let's say tomorrow we have a very important meeting.
Right.
Okay, so when we think of the meeting, what comes to our mind? What do we think at that time? Do we say to ourselves, to our mind, I'm not going to do it. I won't be able to success it. I'm such a jerk, or I'm such a terrible person.
I'm not good enough.
I'm not good enough. Then stop that thinking process and start, what can you think instead of these thoughts?
To restructure it.
To restructure. Restructure your thoughts. Replace those negative thoughts with positive ones. Yes, I can do this. At this point, I want to emphasize something.
Okay.
I don't want to say like, I'm good, I'm perfect for it, I want to do it, I'm going to do it. No, let's be realistic.
Right.
I'll do my best. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go there. I'll do my best. If it happens, if it turns out good, it's good.
Right.
If not, I'll try again. Or, well, I did my best. And think of other reasons that may help you to get better. So what I say, there can be a balancing thoughts.
Right.
Both sides are extreme.
Right, exactly. Too positive.
Not too positive, not too negative.
That's very good.
So, yeah, this pause button is very important.
It is.
We need to get aware of our thoughts and stop there, hold that button, replace positive thoughts, more constructive thoughts.
Very good.
Yeah, and then see what you can do.
Sounds like a plan. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Seniha, for coming and joining us today.
Thanks for giving this opportunity.
No problem. Yes, it was very interesting talking about the 4-factor model. And hopefully that will help you as well, as it is that you sit there and try to figure out, well, what are those thoughts and those feelings, the body sensations, and the behavior. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and please, if you would like to reach out, contact Seniha if you would like to participate in counseling, free counseling service during her practicum. Give this video a like, subscribe, stay subscribed, and bye for now.